Well, all right, Vin. It's hunting season opened around here this week. Got my orange on, and looks like the Bills were hunting Matthew Stafford out there at Ford Field. 6 sacks today. What'd you see out there?
Yeah, I think it's lion season out there. Duck season. No, rabbit season. No, I tell you, halfway through the game at the pick six, I was saying put Manuel back in.
Oh, yeah, I know, right.
What, am I crazy? Am I insane? But the whole game, I'm screaming, throw the ball longer than 10 yards down the field, just like Fitzpatrick.
Sure.
Then, I mean, to me, the play of the game, it's obvious. It's that long bomb to Goodwin. I mean, come on, it's a beautiful thing.
Breathed life into us, right? Everyone was pumped up. I felt like, we're gonna. I was like, we're gonna win. I feel like we were gonna win.
I mean, of course, the 58-yard field goal in overtime. It's got to be pretty nice, right?
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
And that ball, I don't know, how far is the net behind the crossbars? Because that ball was into the net. Not high into the net, but I'm saying it probably could have made 62, 63.
Oh, yeah, certainly. But, it's got to clear it or, whatever. But, hey, it doesn't matter. We needed 58, and that's how far it went. So that's all that matters.
So, well, hats off to the ex-Detroit Lions coach.
Yeah,
carried him off the field.
What's funny is this week, I'm sure we're all sitting there looking at all this stuff online. Oh, it's just another game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they carry him off the field.
Yeah, I think it mattered a little bit, tiny bit.
He loved it.
And even when we're sacking Stafford, he's on the. He was good. He was super pumped up
when he made that sack. Yeah.
Oh, and he made that sack just whipped his arm and just grabbed that. Hughes is smaller, but he's strong. He runs. Yeah. He even bull rushes. He'll run right into those guys and push them back.
He's been unreal.
Oh yeah.
How many sacks is he? He had 10 last year. He had a couple today.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of this year.
This year.
If we don't pay him, someone's going to. I hope it's us. We keep him.
But we played terrible. I thought the game was brutal. We're down 14-3.
Yeah.
And at the half, we had more yards than them. Our defense played a hell of a game. Jerry Sullivan in the paper today says, well, I want to see our defense. He called themselves elite. They're playing against all these injured players. I don't know. Maybe he's going to say again that Megatron was injured. Johnson was injured today. But go into a hostile environment and win a game on the road and carry us. Let's see what Mario can do for you. And I got to say, I mean, our defense, every one of them should get a game ball.
Yeah, without Kyle Williams, without Bradham. And I know 2 years ago, without Bradham, wouldn't have mattered, but he's clearly our best linebacker. He wasn't there. And
the kid is coming around. He's made some decent plays. He tackles this Brown.
Brown was good. He made a one bonehead move that when he hit Stafford, who was sliding, and that.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's funny how a close game like this, any little false move is going to make or break the game. And,
Spikes led the team with 6 tackles. Darius with 5. 3 of them were for sacks. I mean, Darius was a monster.
Is that the same? Do they count that as a separate sack or a separate stat, though?
No, I think, you got a sack.
Do they bring it all together?
Yeah, sack is a tackle.
Because he had another good one where he just threw his guy down and just...
monster.
Just grabbed the running back.
You have to take the place of 2 guys in the middle with, Kyle Williams being injured.
Sure.
And he did, but Bryant came in. They really have a nice mix of defensive linemen to come in. They really don't have that type of depth at linebacker.
Yeah.
So losing Branham probably hurt more than losing Williams, even though Williams is probably the better player.
Well, it makes sense. And not to talk too much about the preseason, but we lost that one free agent that we had picked up from Seattle last year because he was a veteran. He was just moseying his way around training camp, and they cut him. Yeah. That's because these other guys were good enough to step in.
I'm looking. Rivers doesn't even show up on the stat page.
But he did make one good play, though. He made one good play where he, I think he might have just forced the ball, hit the guy, and he dropped it, I think was one of those. But, hey.
But let's talk about Kyle Orton. Okay, that's the big news all week. We made a big, bold move.
You've got the cane out, yank.
Pulled Manuel out on Wednesday. The kid must be looking pretty good. The grizzled veteran with 70 starts must have been looking pretty good in practice, and it just made sense for him to do it. Everybody, in the Bills, management, we talking Whaley and the president over there, Brandon. They're dying for Manuel to be the guy. And, it's such a big, bold move for that coach to say, screw you guys. I want to win. I don't want to get fired next week when Pagula takes over. On Wednesday, Pagula's going to take over. Wilson legacy ends today in Detroit, kind of where it started. Wilson was from Detroit, and that's where he came from. They said it all came in circles. Maybe, I was looking at one stat in the paper this morning, 4.63. That's the winning percentage all time for the Bills. And I said, everything that Wilson has done for the Bills, keeping him here. I guess he's given all this money out of this $1.4 billion to the foundation. They can only be spent, charitable foundation in Buffalo and Detroit. He's kept the Bills here. He's done everything for the league. He's a Hall of Fame owner except in one category. That's winning games. True. And we want to win games.
Right.
But here we are. We won a big game in Detroit. Our defense is playing lights out. I mean, they can play with anybody, this defense. They're showing they can play with anybody. We have some decent players on offense. And what about the rookie, Sammy Watkins, who we traded for?
Yeah, he's got the hands. He made a catch with the bottom of this part of your hand, whatever you call that.
We got that on replay.
I think he has magnets down there or something because...
How does he make that catch?
I don't know.
And he makes another juggling catch, full speed at the end to put us in 58-yard field goal range. Boy, if that pass would have been let him, he would have scored a touchdown or would have got another 10,
well, you know what? It
yards.
wasn't it wasn't as far behind him as that one that he snatched. Remember, he went back and just snatched that one behind him. But I almost felt like Orton must have put as much as his whole life into that throw, and it just caught him by surprise as well.
Yeah,
a little
he
bit.
had some nice spirals. Morton.
Yeah, Orton. He throws a nice ball, and he was a little rusty at first.
Just give a couple stats here. Kyle Orton, 30 for 43 for 308 yards, a touchdown and interception. And then the opposing quarterback, 18 for 31. That's Matthew Stafford for a measly 221 yards. Our defense played a hell of a game. Sammy Watkins had 7 receptions for 87 yards. Johnson only caught 1 pass for 7 yards and limped off the field, and that was pretty much.
Yeah, we knew he wasn't going to be a factor. Or at least it was. Well, you never know the smoke and mirrors these coaches play. But Orton, they say he doesn't have too much, a strong arm, but he hit the deep one, which we said already was the big play. He put enough zip on the ball. Always a spiral, pretty much. I saw nice passes everywhere.
That deep one was right on stride.
Oh, it was perfect. And shaky in the beginning, the pick 6. I know. Hey, if we didn't win, that would have been a big
2 weeks in a row,
point of contention right there. But
the difference. What was the difference of the game? The whole game. The refs must have said it. I mean, not the refs. The announcers must have said it about 10 times. Take away that pick 6, and this is a ball game. We're down 14-3. We fought our way back in it. Thank God they didn't have a field goal kicker.
Thank God they didn't have a field goal kicker. We would have lost.
This guy's cut, right? He's not on the team tomorrow.
He's the worst.
There's no way he's on their team tomorrow.
The helicopter spin on that ball was the worst thing I've ever seen.
It was so pretty.
And you could see the other team, Stafford, their quarterback, as soon as he saw, he just was like, you could tell they all hated it. They want to. You ever see Full Metal Jacket where they tie the guy down, they hit him with the towels and the soap? Yeah. One thing I wanted to say before we run out of time, Orton in the thing, and Manuel, we drafted him in the first round. People talk about bust, over. And he's on the sideline. He's taking notes. He's right like this. Remember years ago, and I'm sure we all hate to remember this, but Lossman, when he got benched, he just this, never paying
closed his mind,
because he's a big dummy,
Yeah,
Manuel just needs to put it together.
Manuel's got character. I swear, I was saying, look, if we're going to lose the game anyways, let's lose with Manuel because he's really our future.
Well, he's good at losing.
I mean, Orton, he's 30-some years old. If he's got a year or two left.
He's 31.
That's it.
But
still, he's not a game-breaking quarterback that's going to carry you on his back. But right now, and he's probably the perfect quarterback for this situation for the Bills. And I'm glad we had him today. And he's 1-0 for the Bills. He's got the best winning percentage as the Bills quarterbacks, right? He's got 1,000%.
That's true. Hey, and you know what though? And we'll wrap it up with this, I guess.
How much time
if he is, I don't know. We're gonna wrap it up with this. But if Orton, let's see, Orton plays the whole year. And he plays, and we have a pretty successful season. What he is good enough for is for after this offseason and next year to say, hey, if EJ can beat him out, he deserves to start.
And he teaches and he learns. That's the way it's always been in the NFL. Rookies don't come in and start over the veteran. They work their way into the lineup and they learn and they get better. And hopefully he can do that. Next week, we're playing for first place. We're playing the New England Pants.
Are we playing for first place? All depends on what happens.
Wins.
Well, on Monday,
it doesn't matter. They only have 2 wins, New England, right? They're not going to be. They don't have. We were tied at 2-2. We're both. Tied
Oh, right.
At 2-2.
So if they win,
if they win, no matter what happens, we're playing for first place.
Yeah, we're playing to keep it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
To stay in first place.
And for more than that, we're playing to take that edge because this is the time.
Tom Brady. I mean, come on.
Hey, it's got to be over sometime.
So he's old. You know what they're saying on the radio this week? They're saying, I know.
Don't say.
He's a sleeping giant. Don't wake him up. No, but the New England Patriots just don't have the talent around him that he could, and he's getting older, so he doesn't have the ability to lift the whole team on his back. He needs some help in other areas. They got rid of their best offensive lineman, that Mankins. They're playing rookie at a center. He's getting his brains beat out. Hopefully he gets his brains beat out against Cincinnati. Probably watch because I'm saying this. He's gonna throw 6 touchdowns tonight, but. Come on, let's beat New England. Let's get this monkey off our back. Let's go in there next week and beat New England.
Let's beat them!
Go Bills. I got my Bills jersey on. We won.
All right.